I got an option to go to this boot camp. And in that camp, I was able to get my GED, learn life skills, and a bunch of different things. It was my first time being pulled away from my environment, right? So it definitely gave me time to think about, what I wanted to do in my life, where I wanted to go. And it was a different type of experience because it was like a lot of structure, something that I wasn't used to. And it's crazy because I'll never forget, it was one of the times that I was there and I was getting ready to get out. But I remember we went on a field trip because it was near water. And I remember just being on a military ship, like, because the waves are crashing against it. I was just like, I don't want to go back home. I might just should jump over.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought about it a few times. It was so real. That's probably the only time in my life where I ever felt that low, that I felt like this could be the end for me.
Yeah.
And
Pause it right there. So he's a young man, goes off to a boot camp. On one of their trips, they're out on the ocean. And he's thinking about jumping. Let me explain something, y'all, man. If you jump off one of those, a cruise ship, a military ship, this shit that y'all see in the movies where people jumping straight into the water, if you're not trained, if you don't hit that water properly, you're going to break your legs. You're going to knock yourself out. At a certain speed, when you hit water like that, you might as well be hitting fucking concrete. This is why people be like, oh man, the plane crashed over water. At least, hell no. That's damn near like they ran into a mountain. At that altitude, at that height, and you coming down with nothing but gravity pulling you at a certain speed, your bones are going to break. So he's thinking about deleting himself. And if he deleted himself back then, let's just think about the way we look at things now. If he deleted himself back then, it would have been, oh, black boys are going through so much trauma. Well, probably back then, he crazy, something wrong with him. Now, oh, black boys are going through so much trauma. Black men need to step up and talk to these young men. But when we step up and talk to these young men and give them some tools for manhood, not to pat him on his ass, not no son husband shit. When we give him tools for manhood, it's usually a woman that comes in there, injects whatever she got to say as his mama or as his elder, and fucks up everything that men have laid as a foundation. So if he deletes himself back then, he's a crazy young black man. Fast forward, a young boy his age deletes himself now. Black men should have stepped up. Somebody should have saw it coming. Mental health, mental health, mental health, mental health. Y'all know how we do nowadays. But here he stands at 46 years old thinking about that experience of when he almost deleted himself. But one thing we all know with for sure, he was just been another dead black little boy. Just another kid that died in the neighborhood. This is why I talk about care. Even though I talk about fuck them kids, I'm not raising nobody else. You could put a bug in these young boys' ear and it's going to stick. It may not manifest itself till later on and you're not going to be able to save everybody, bro. But just give them a kind word. Bro, don't do that shit. I heard what your mama said and I know that's your mama. Fuck what she talking about. Because some of these boys ain't had they fuck it moment where they realize that their mother is just another woman. They still my mama, my mama, my mama. If you can't see that in grown men where they still stuck on my mama, my mama, my mama, think about a 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old young man, maybe in his mid-20s. His mama's his world. So sometimes when you pull these young boys' coat, you ain't got time to play with them, dog. You may never see him again. You don't know where the fuck he's at. But you know that look because a man know a man, and you've been there too. So when you're having these conversations with that young boy at the gas station, they say, can I get a couple dollars? Throw him a couple dollars. Give him a couple kind words because that may be the only time you hear that shit. Be who the fuck you needed when you was that age. I'm not telling you got to move them in and take him in on some movie type of shit. You done save some little black boy, but you can give him a kind word. That shit free. If you could click on YouTube and listen to me go, if I could sit here and talk to y'all and do the same thing on socials, when you got these young men in your face, give them something to think about. It may not stick for him then. It may not manifest itself till later on again, but it's going to come out eventually. Even if he do some stupid shit, the streets won, and he's sitting in that fucking cell, and he got life, he's going to be forced to think about, damn, that old dude at the gas station. Damn, that old dude at Walmart. Damn, old boy at the barbershop told me not to do this dumbass shit. Now he going to be forced to tell that story to the next young man. I know I expounded on that, but I like to expound on it because we like taking things on surface level, unfortunately, in our community, and we'll stick and stay with that one thing and then stay on topic, and we never flesh it out when we know how that damn movie ends. And then everybody want to throw their hands up like, oh shit, I didn't know that was going to happen. We done seen this movie before. Let me get to some of y'all comments. We going to keep on rolling. Let me see where we at. Quiet Storm talking about when that guy tried to delete him. He says, I was seriously blue-pilled until my legit red pill moment when a beta man wanted to take me out. If it wasn't for my dad and my military combat training, I wouldn't be here.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
He also says that's true, Kofa. I had a sailor jump off the ship because he found out his wife cheated on him, emptied his bank account, cleaned out their apartment, and ran off with her ex-boyfriend. I've seen it too. I got friends in the Navy, man, and one of them, like, she still fucked up to this. She was like, you have no idea how many dead bodies I'd have had to pull out the ocean. And that's the easiest way to do it. Ain't nobody you're not going to pop yourself. You're not going to cut your wrist. The easiest thing is just walking off that deck because the deck of the ship is so high up. You got to think you basically up 5-6 stories, sometimes more, on a lot of these cruisers and carrier ships. When you hit that water, you going to hit that water. You might as well be jumping in, again, hitting concrete. Look, and this happened, says the guy found out about his wife cheating on while he was on an 8-month deployment. Not even a whole year. I told y'all, everybody ain't no military spouse. Let's keep on going, man. Mona D says, hello, Kofa in chat.
You go, girl!
Appreciate you being in here. Yes, hit that like button, y'all. Take heed. Says Kofa, hello, sir. What's going on, sis? Thank you for being in here.
You go, girl!
We're going to keep on going through the comments. And take heed. I know I was schooling you on how to say my name in your chat, but BT also reminded me of that. How do you pronounce your name? Put it phonetically in the chat. I'm going to try it. Tell me if I did good. Abong Anwang. I think I did it right. But let me know in the chat. We're going to keep on going. We good. Okay. Let me keep on letting it run.
You know, I buckled back down. I came home. And I definitely turned my hustle up. Like I just went about it as a business. And this is around the time that I had my son. Mm. And he made me focus on becoming a man.
We are born as beings meant to be here to love.
Right. That's the crazy thing though, because as I sit here at 46, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But I can't honestly tell you that I've experienced love. Like,
right.
Especially non-conditional. Like I couldn't tell you that. It was always something to it.
Right? Well, maybe you had to get open to it first to heal it, to attract it.
Well, I mean, you know, when you're coming up in a family, right, yeah. There should be at least a baseline of health.
Yes.
Right? And just healthy,
yes.
You know, just yes. Conversation, right? Mm-hmm. And I can say that I probably got more love in the streets than I did when I was. And that's one of the reasons why I love my grandmother so much, because she was the only person that I can recall. My dad's folks was a little more calmer.
Yeah.
My mom's folks, they weren't playing the radio.
Is your mom still alive?
No, my mom passed. My mom passed during COVID.
Bring it back on me. I didn't stop it. That was a little part that I clicked out. We got 2 more videos, y'all. But he said his mom passed during the C virus. So again, this is something he has to deal with up until 40-something years old, trying to address certain things with his mom. But salute to Jeezy for even opening up. Well, salute to Jay for opening up. Salute to him for opening up on that piece. I got 2 more parts that I clipped out, but I wanted to expand on that. You notice when he said, when Nia Long said, we're put here to love. And Jeezy Jay spoke what so many black men have spoken, that we get a lot of pushback in the red pill, in the manosphere, men-centric content space. We're loved conditionally. I never felt he sat there and he reflected. Prior to, you can tell just by his body language, his face, tone of voice. I told y'all I'm big on that. eye contact. He had already come to that conclusion before this interview. He had already reflected on that part of his life. So that's why he was able to tell her, look, I have never felt unconditional love. The closest thing that I can recall, again, he's talking about self, but I know so many of us out there can relate to it. But the closest thing that I can recall, Jay said, is my grandmother. You know how many other black men I've heard say that? This again is why I wanted to play this interview. It's so many. For the brothers only. Drop a 7 in the chat if that first clip I played, if anything in there resonated with you as a black man. Drop a 7 in the chat. Y'all do that for me. Y'all know it's rare that I ask y'all to do stuff on y'all end, but please drop a 7 in the chat if anything that Jay Jenkins, aka Jeezy, just said that resonated with you, that you've either heard, experienced, or you know someone that has spoken that, another black man that has spoken that or experienced something similar before.